Ew, what stinks in here? The Litterbox is the part of the show where I dig through the stupid news from the week and I bring you back only the good stuff. I go sifted through the garbage so that you don't have to. And we're going to get started with, I know this is hard to believe, sportsketball. I am going to talk about sportsketball. You better believe it. I even know a thing or two about sportsketball right now, including baseball spring training season has already started, and that the Cubs played the Diamondbacks yesterday. I know. How did I know all of this? Well, something very, very important happened during the game that caught my attention. A goose landed out in right field and then just refused to leave. It didn't matter if there were baseballs flying past it. It stood right where it was. It's like, this is my lawn. Get out of here. And then there was at one point even a player running toward him and he charged the player. This goose was not messing around. I love his attitude. He's like, no, get out of here. Get off my lawn, you stupid kids. I was here first. You guys have been gone all winter. This is my time. This is my turf. They should have known, though, that something was wrong with this goose, because here's what happened before the game started. The goose was already on it. He sees another goose and he's like, not on my turf. Look at that mouthful of feathers. He got a whole mouthful of feathers. That thing is not playing around. Now, I just want to say to all the sportsketball executives that I know are obsessed with the Nightcat with Nightcat show, I would watch more sportsketball if it looked like this. If you just started releasing like wild animals out onto the field, I would start watching more sportsketball. Any of them. I don't care. Throw a bear out there. Make a bear take on the Cubs. Make the Cubs take on an actual bear to prove that they're actually the best athletes, is my opinion. Though now that I'm thinking about it, I think I just invented gladiator sports. Just throw a bunch of dudes in there with a tiger. We'll see what happens. Bless you, Goose. You're my favorite person in the entire world. All right, moving on. What do we got next? The royal family. So if you missed it, I recapped the interview with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry with Oprah on Sunday, and we just sort of talked about the highlights. Basically, she says that while she was there, the media was attacking her, and the royal family has like a whole PR unit that's supposed to protect them from that sort of thing, and they didn't do anything. The royal family hated her from the very beginning. And then they informed her that her son Archie, well, they didn't. They informed Harry, who had to inform her because they just gave her the cold shoulder. They informed him that their child would not be a prince, and because he's not a prince, he would not get the security detail. All of that kind of culminated into her feeling really isolated, and while this is happening, there are also conversations within the royal family that Harry has to have, apparently, where they're asking him, how dark is this kid gonna be? Because Meghan Markle's, half black, her mama's black, and they want to know just how black his kid is going to be. And then all of a sudden he can't be a prince, is what it boiled down to. Just straight racism. That's all it is. And then she also talked about how because she was getting attacked from all angles and there was no protection, and obviously she was having kids, and that was very stressful. And she's like, I'm having a baby. I need to get out of here. I don't want to live anymore. And she talked about how she had suicidal thoughts as well. So it was a spicy interview. I recapped all of it over, well, not all of it, but most of it on Morning Announcements. If you go check out the Morning Announcements playlist here on the Nightcat with Nightcat channel, you'll be able to find that. But that's not what we're here for. This is how the royal family has responded thus far. It took them a little while, but Queen Elizabeth sent out a statement through Buckingham Palace that essentially said, we didn't realize the extent to the bullying Meghan was experiencing, which, how do you not? How could... You haven't seen any of this? Like, you didn't know about this? Your PR team definitely did. The people who are supposed to be doing that definitely saw it all and chose not to do anything. So I'm going to call BS on that, you old bag. But then she also says that the statements that Meghan made about race were concerning. That's it. Oh, it's just, oh, so British. Just, this is a wee bit concerning. I can't do accents. I'm sorry. That was starting to turn into the Lucky Charms leprechaun. I don't think that Queen Elizabeth is the Lucky Charms leprechaun, but I also, now that I think about it, have never seen Queen Elizabeth and the Lucky Charms leprechaun in the same room at the same time. So you explain that to me. So while all this is happening at Buckingham Palace, Prince Charles, Harry's dad, is out doing his work. These people's work is endorsing things, showing up to things, ribbon cuttings, that sort of thing. Well, he's out at a mass vaccination clinic, and he's trying to promote to British people, hey, go get vaccinated. And that's great. I'm a big fan of that. Great job on that. Well, the publicity photos came out later through an IG account that's linked to the royal family, and I think that there's just something a little bit interesting about all of these pictures. In every one of these pictures, he is standing surrounded, hold on, I'll go close up to it. He's surrounded by black people. It was all black people. So he just decided, you know what? I need to do some damage control. Let's get some really good pictures of me with black people, and we'll call it a day. What are you doing? I just feel like if you are going out of your way after your family has been accused of racism and someone in the family was asking Harry how dark their kid was, that person might feel a little guilty. And that person might want to repair some public image before it becomes a problem. And that person might go track down a place where he can get a picture with a lot of black people. So Prince Charles, I see right through your game. Your days are numbered, brother. That is it for you. You and that queen. I can't wait until the queen has to get a job at Olive Garden to pay for anything. Like, this whole family's going down, and I love it. So I'll keep you posted on how all of that is going. What do we got next? Oh my gosh. Human trash bag. Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan, speaking of the royal family, he's had a real kink in his neck, shall we say, about Meghan Markle. I guess Meghan Markle met Harry at one of his dinners or something like that, and then she went on a date with Harry the next night, and then apparently she never called Piers Morgan ever again. She ghosted him. So he has been attacking this poor woman for years on the Good Morning Britain show. And he's like the main host, obviously. He's super famous, even though he's disgusting. And he, at any time he gets, he's one of the worst of them that was making these stories that were so ridiculous against Meghan Markle that weren't true at all. He was such a big integral part of this. And finally, after this interview aired, his co-host, Alex Bresford, that's what I'm going with. Alex says, Piers, listen, I understand that you have some sort of relationship with her and that it went sour and she didn't call you back, but you do realize that she doesn't have to call you back. And you've been really attacking her. And Piers Morgan lost it. He stood up and he's like, no, mate, you can trash me, but you're not going to trash me on my own show. And he stormed off the set during live television. Oh my gosh. This is just such crybaby behavior. He spent like the last 3 or 4 years tormenting this poor woman, and he couldn't handle 20 seconds of criticism. And for this reason, we're naming Piers Morgan the Nightcap with Nightcat's first ever Butthole of the Week! Butthole of the Week! Piers Morgan, you're a butthole, and we don't like you very much at all, you big crybaby. I hope you cry into a river. I hate this guy. I really do. He looks like a Colin Firth balloon that someone blew up, deflated, and then filled with, like, gas station nacho cheese. He's vile, and the things that come out of his mouth about other people. Oh! Anyway, so after all this happens, apparently he went backstage, had a meeting with the producers, and they all decided it would be best if he didn't continue hosting the show. So he is peace out. I actually regret filming this the day before it airs because I'm sure there's going to be some more hot gossip about the Piers Morgan. If you want to catch up on any of that, I talk about most of these things on morning announcements. Check it out. It's really fun. And finally, a company wants to pay you $1,000 to play Cornhole. That's it. You just got to play Cornhole. It is My True Green Lawn. It's an online retailer for True Green Lawn Care. They are having this contest, and they're having people enter on their website for a chance to play Cornhole 5 separate days and do a worksheet about it, and then they'll give you $1,000. I mean, it sounds almost too good to be true, but I looked it up. It looks like it's pretty legit. Again, My True Green Lawn is the website, and they're taking entries through April 2nd. They're going to announce the winner on April 7th. And I gotta tell you, this is a pretty solid deal. $1,000 to play Cornhole. I pay the government like $10,000 a year to get cornholed. So you should probably apply for this. I think it's pretty solid. And that is the Litterbox.